A very good afternoon. It's the 1st of September 2021 and welcome to Lunchtime News here on TV1. For the News First team, I'm Mariam Gunavijaya. Before we head on to our bulletin, let's take a look at your headlines this afternoon.
Hidden stocks of sugar, rice and other essential food items to be acquired by the government. Will the teachers' salary anomalies be resolved? Yala historic site defaced, artifacts stolen. 3-judge trial at bar appointed to hear the cases against the suspects of the April 21st attacks.
In your top story this afternoon, the President has issued an extraordinary Gazette notification declaring the storage, transport and distribution of paddy, rice and sugar and other consumer goods as an essential service. Now, a detailed list of emergency regulations promulgated by the President under the Public Securities Ordinance was included in the Gazette notification.
According to the Gazette, a person who hinders the provision of these services is committing an offence. The Gazette notification allows for an employee who does not report to work, stage protests, or aid and abet in any such organised movement to be immediately removed from his position. The Commissioner General of Essential Services will act as the authorised officer in exercising the powers vested under the Gazette. The Commissioner General of Essential Services has been vested with the responsibility of implementing and coordinating all steps required to ensure the uninterrupted functioning of essential services. The Gazette notification has granted the Commissioner General the power to appoint officers for this and states that the officers thus appointed must abide by the orders of the Commissioner General. The Superintendent of Police in charge of the area has been vested with the power to seize paddy storage facilities, rice mills and private food warehouses. In addition, if it is proved in court that these facilities were used to commit an offence, the content could be confiscated by the government. The authorised officer could also take control of vehicles and private service providers transporting paddy, rice and other essential goods. The emergency regulations under the Gazette notification came into effect from the 30th of August. The emergency regulations will be in effect across the country. Major General NDSP Newsfirst.lk, who served as the head of the President's Security Unit, was appointed as the Commissioner General of Essential Services. Hidden sugar stocks to be acquired by the government. The Commissioner of Essential Services will acquire close to 20,000 metric tons of sugar that had been hidden. The public will get sugar at a price between 125 and 130 rupees starting from tomorrow. Sugar that was sold at 230 rupees will be sold at 125 rupees. The government will acquire unregistered rice mills where rice has been stored illegally, and rice will be sold at 97 to 96 rupees. The Consumer Affairs Authority recently raided a warehouse located in Bangalavatamabole, Wattala and sealed it. 4,400 metric tons of sugar was discovered at this warehouse. The Consumer Affairs Authority today took steps to distribute these stocks of sugar to Satosa outlets.
Consumers who went to buy sugar were seen standing in queues today. This was the situation opposite the Kurunagala Satosa and cooperative shop this morning. Long queues were also seen near Satosa outlets in Kandy.
Sugar and rice were sold unfairly in the market. The President issued a special Gazette notification with the primary objective of protecting consumers. According to the Gazette notification, starting from today, sugar stored at unregistered warehouses will be acquired by the government and handed over to cooperatives and Satosa. We also will work towards offering these stocks to other supermarkets and general businesses at reasonable prices in the next few days. But do not forget that the whole world today is suffering with this pandemic and is facing major financial crises and seeing sharp increases in food prices.
In a headline-making story this afternoon, the Chief Justice has appointed a 3-member trial at bar to hear the cases filed against 25 suspects connected to the April 21st attacks.
The 3-judge bench will be chaired by Judge Damit Totawatta and include judges Amal Ranaraja and Navaratna Marasinghe. 269 people were killed and over 300 others were seriously injured in a series of coordinated bombs detonated at 8 targets on the 21st of April. The Attorney General had studied the report submitted by the Criminal Investigations Department on the investigations conducted into the incident and taken steps to indict 25 suspects including Naufar Maulavi, Sajid Maulavi, Mohammad Milhan, Sadiq Abdullah, Adam Lebbe Elias Jafar Maulavi, Mohammad Samsuddin and Mohammad Rizwan. 23,270 indictments are due to be filed against the suspects.
Director General of Archaeology, Professor Anuramanatunga said a historic structure at the Sitalpawa Sacred Grounds, located inside the Yala National Park, has been defaced and multiple historic artifacts were stolen last night. Now one person has been arrested in connection to the incident.
The Sitalpawa Rajamahaviharaya is an ancient Buddhist monastery located inside the Yala National Park in the Hambantota district, situated 18 kilometers east of the pilgrimage town Kataragama. It is believed to have been built in the 2nd century BC by King Kavantissa. A little over a month ago in July, alarm bells were raised over a possible attempt to intrude into the Yala National Park with the construction of a roadway. Sri Lanka's opposition leader Sajith Premadasa claimed that the government was planning to use 12,000 acres of the Yala National Park for an unknown purpose. The opposition leader tweeted on the 14th of July, quote, "There is reasonable information that the government is planning to take away 12,000 acres from the Yala National Park Block 1 for unknown purposes. Reliable sources have also confirmed that illegal roadways are to be constructed through the national park up to Akasha Chaitya," unquote. Newsfirst has repeatedly highlighted these threats posed to the historic sites and protected fauna and flora inside the Yala National Park, with many sections of civil society, including the Wildlife and Nature Protection Society of Sri Lanka, stressing the need to protect the Yala National Park, considered to be a national heritage in terms of its biodiversity and historic significance. Meanwhile, 12 suspects were arrested while they were excavating at an archaeological site in Rajagiri Lena Mihintale. Rajagiri Lena Kanda is a holy site belonging to the Mihintale sacred area. The suspects are residents of Anuradhapura, Eppavela, Kalutara, Baduraliya, Vaskadua and Tebuana. They are to be produced before the Anuradhapura Magistrates Court today.
The members of the Cabinet Subcommittee appointed to eliminate the salary anomaly of the teachers and principals had convened a media briefing at the Government Information Department today.
We have provided solutions in this report to issues that had been unresolved for a long time. This is the most reasonable solution that we have presented. If anyone is asking for the content of the Subodhani report, this is just a Shylock asking for the whole pound of flesh. The Cabinet Subcommittee did not propose 5,000 rupees to be given for 2 months until the budget is presented. That was proposed by the Minister of Finance in good faith as a concession. But leaving aside the 5,000 rupee issue, we requested the teachers and principals of this country to accept this general solution. As far as we know, children in the northern province are receiving online education. Children studying at leading schools in Colombo are receiving online education. As far as we know, students studying at private schools are also receiving their education online. So it is only a selected group of children who have been deprived of the opportunity to receive online education. Consider the plight of all our children and accept these solutions and do not drag this issue any longer. We kindly make this request from the principals and the teachers of this country.
ප්‍රශ්නයක් බවට පෙරලන්න දෙන්නේ නැතුව ඒ වෙනුවෙන් ඉදිරියට එන්න පෙරමුණ ගන්න කියලා අපි සමස්ත විදුහල්පතිතුමන්ලගෙන් ගුරු මහත් මහත්මියන්ගෙන් ඉතා බැගෑපත් වෙලා හිටනවා. දැනට ගුරුවරුන්ට ගෙවනවා අපි.
Right now we pay teachers salaries of 119 billion rupees. According to the Subodhani committee report, we have to add another 71 billion rupees to that. We must consider if a country like ours can sustain this. More than 85% of our government revenue is allocated to pay off salaries of state sector employees and their pensions. We want to give this all at once, but we will have to provide all of this after taking into consideration the current situation and our economic strength. When granting you these salary increments, a number of other trade unions have issued warnings to us because they too have certain demands.
තෘතීය සමිති ගණනාවක් අපිට යම් අනුතුරු ඇඟවීම් කරලා තියෙනවා. මොකද ඒ අයටත් යම් අවශ්‍යතා තිබෙන බව.
මේක බාර ගන්න නැත්තම් එකඟතාවයකට එන්න නැත්තම් ඊළඟ ඔප්ෂන් එක විකල්පය මොකක්ද ඇමතුමනේ?
අපි අසුභවාදී නෑ. අපි විශ්වාස කරනවා ඔය ඇතැම්.
We are not skeptic. We believe that a few trade unions cannot tarnish the reputation of teachers in the country. A few trade unions cannot control the teachers of this country and manipulate them. I know that many teachers and principals want to get back to teaching their children. I believe that we should not be skeptic like that about our teachers and principals.
අපි කලබල විය යුතු නෑ. ගුරුවරුන් සහ විදුහල්පතිතුමන්ලා ගැන එහෙම අසුභවාදීව කල්පනා කළ යුතු නැහැ.
ආදායම් අහිමි වූ ජනතාවට දැන් 2000ක් බැගින් ලබා දෙන්න ඔබතුමාලා රජයට සල්ලි නැති හින්දා. එහෙම තියෙන තත්ත්වයක් තුළ ඔබතුමාලාට පුළුවන්ද මේක හොයාගන්න?
ඔබ කිව්වා වගේම කලින් සඳහන් කරා වගේම
We will have to make many sacrifices. The Cabinet of Ministers decided to contribute our monthly income. If the trade unions too are willing to return that as a donation, it will be accepted.
දැන් ඒකට තෘතීය සමිති ඒක පරිත්‍යාගයක් විදියට නැවත ලබා දෙන්න කටයුතු කරනවා නම් ඒකත් සතුටෙන් බාර ගැනීමක් සිද්ධ වෙයි.
The COVID-19 pandemic has battered across several countries in the world. In an update from the COVID-19 situation here at home, the number of COVID-19 patients being treated in intensive care beds has risen to 188. Dr. Anwar Hamdani, coordinator of COVID-19 of the Ministry of Health, said there are 1,002 COVID-19 patients who depend on oxygen.
පහුගිය කාල සීමාව තුලම 4000 ඉක්මවලා රෝගීන් දිගටම අපිට වාර්තා
Over 4,000 cases have been reported in the recent past, and those who have not yet been vaccinated are the ones who are most likely to die from this disease. If they do not get the vaccine, in the future, even if a higher percentage of the population is vaccinated, they will be more susceptible to the disease. A large percentage of them will die due to complications.
අර අවදානම් සහිත කණ්ඩායම් එන්නත ලබාගෙන තිබුණ නැත්නම් ඔවුන් මේ රෝගයට පහසුවෙන් ගොදුරු වෙයි. ඒ අය අතරින් යම් වැඩි ප්‍රතිශතයක් සංකූලතා ඇති වෙයි මිය යයි.
The number of COVID-related deaths in the country exceeded 9,000 yesterday, with another 194 COVID deaths being reported. Accordingly, the death toll in the country stands at 9,185. The Department of Government Information said in a statement that the deaths had been confirmed by the Director General of Health Services on the 30th of August.
And with that, we wrap up this edition of Lunchtime News here on TV1. For the News First team, I'm Mariam Gunujaya along with producer Charlene Benedict. Thank you for watching. A very good day to you and take care.
වාහන පදවන විට